Tiara Neely, and I am the mother of 3 autistic children, ages 11, 7, and 6. One of the questions I got was IEP. My first IEP, what should I expect? First IEP. What is IEP? Individual. I'm holding up one of my children's IEPs that I just recently did. Actually, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and I have another one coming up in 2 weeks. It's an individualized education program. So what you should expect, first off, does your child receive physical occupational speech therapy? In the IEP, you will find out how much time your child will receive for those. They will also ask you questions like future planning, and be realistic when setting these. So what are your future goals within the next year that you would like to accomplish? Now, if your child is kind of nonverbal, like my 6-year-old is, you don't want to be like, oh, I want my child to say a whole word. Let's start with something basic, like maybe I would like to see my child like saying a couple like, ah, like ma, like, just the sounds. IEPs really aren't really that complicated. Just make sure though when going over it that you feel as a parent, and only you'll know that within your gut, that when going through this, that you feel that everything that your child needs is being met. Now, also, if your child has meltdowns, what is going to be available for my child during his or her meltdowns? How are you guys going to handle it? This is a perfect opportunity to get all the questions out that you may have for that school. And absolutely do not be afraid to question everything. I know with my son who's 6 and nonverbal, and he's mentally 12 to 18 months old, when I wanted to give a public school a try, I actually had my IEP meeting in my living room. The principal, OT, speech, his teacher who's coming, going to be his upcoming teacher. My living room was full. I threw it out there. Hey, I don't think you guys have what it takes to handle my child, and I need you to sway me. What can you do for my child? When this happens, when a meltdown happens, what can you do? What's available for my child? You are your child's best advocate. You are your child's voice. They do not have one. And you have to be willing to, kind of like argue, but not really argue, but make yourself known. Let them know that you are extremely serious and you are to be taken serious. Your child is to be taken serious. You are to set a tone with them. That you mean business when it comes to your child's education. That you will not accept anything less than what you believe is for your child. So, knowing how much PT, speech, OT, whatever your child is getting, knowing how much they get. Knowing the ratio. How many children per teacher. Those are great things. Making sure, reading through the IEP, making sure that they have realistic goals set for your child too. Knowing they're going to let you know what your child may, if your child goes to public school, what they will be pulled out for of class, like for, anything special, meaning is there special education rooms, things like that. And if there's something that you don't understand, again, speak up. Hey, can you explain this to me better? I've been to an IEP before where I've said that and they kind of made me feel dumb. Don't settle for that. You take that victim off your back and you let them know, hey, I mean business. This is my child's future, and you are to take me serious. I don't understand this, and I need this to be put in terms where I do understand. You never, I learned that the hard way. You never let them make you feel dumb. You know, you are your child's advocate. So the IEP is just going to go over the next year. What are the plans for your child for the next year? You know, realistic like goals, things like that. Also, ask if your child is eligible for an extended school year, which means summer school. Is my child eligible for that? If they're not quite sure, halfway through the year, is my child eligible for extended school year? I'd like to know that. Also, I know where I live. If your child is on an IEP, they will come directly to your door and pick up your child for school and drop them off at your door for school. Even if the local school district doesn't provide transportation, that's still available. Ask about that. Take advantage about that. The IEP is actually, you know, very basic, but like I said, make sure you speak up. Anything that you don't understand, you always make sure you ask questions. You don't understand, have them put it to a point where you do understand. Don't let them make you feel less than, because you are not less than. And if you feel like they're not giving your child what your child needs, fight for it. Go to the doctor, go to your pediatrician. If you need an order for it, have your pediatrician write an order for it. All of those good things. And like I said, make sure that the school is fit to accommodate your child. What happens when my child has a meltdown? If my child starts acting up, this happened to me, oh good Lord. If my child starts acting up and has meltdowns, do not call me to keep coming to pick up my child. You are a school. You need to be fit to handle this. Autism is on the rise more than now than ever. You need to be fit for this. They called me every day at 10 o'clock. And I told them, I said, were you not just at my house last week? Did we not just have this discussion that I thought you didn't have what it took to take care of my child? We've been there. Now I see that you don't. And if you feel like they don't, what are your other options? Explore your options. If you have any more questions about the IEP is done once a year. They do a ETR, which is a full evaluation, any medical, all of that, I believe it's 3 or 4 years, kind of depending on your state, which state you live in. That will just, you know, give them a look at for what your, you know, child needs next. Also, a lot of people don't know this. If your child's on an IEP, your child may qualify for Social Security, disability. All 3 of my children do. It helps greatly. Autism can take a toll on you financially. Be sure to look into that. If you have any more questions, you let me know. Thank you.